And we are live. It's Tuesday, April 14th. And today, you guys guessed it. No coffee cheers. Monster cheers. Boom. Because to tell you the truth, I just spilled that all over myself. I will not edit it because we're keeping it real. But to tell you the truth, the reason I'm not doing a coffee cheers this morning is because I drank all my coffee. I went to make a second pot this morning and I was completely out. So I figured it was a sign from God or from Allah or from Buddha or from the universal spirit of the universe, the guy with the magic wand that built the earth in 7 days or whatever story we're talking about these days. I took it as a sign that I didn't need any more coffee, switched to Monster, turned on the YouTube video. I hope you're doing well. I haven't seen you since last week. Do a quick wrap up of the weekend. I had a blast. I was very social, hung out with people, was like a normal person for a few days. And I've been working on adjusting my lifestyle back from what was the necessary shift into workaholic mode that I went into starting a long time ago in 2008. I stopped drinking and I transitioned my addictive personality into work. So I went from being an alcoholic to a workaholic. And that was a very good move for me. Highly recommended if you're an addict or an alcoholic. If you can transition and refocus that addictive personality onto something positive for your life, it will be life-changing and no one can keep up with you. People ask how I can get so much done by myself, and it's because I have an addictive personality. You can't outwork me. Like there's no one that could do, I don't know anyone other than insane, like addict type of people that could do what I do, the way that I do it by myself, because they just don't have it. If you don't have the obsession and that addiction and that crazy obsessive personality, to be honest, I think it gives you an edge. I think it gives me an edge over everyone. And if you're a little nuts, you have an edge if you can focus it the right way. This is an interesting topic. And I got here by accident. I was going to talk about something else. But I think this is what we're going to talk about. In 2008, my entire life had crumbled. Maybe you know, maybe you don't know. But I was out of options. I had been in so much legal trouble from alcohol. Never really was a criminal or committed crimes. I mean, I broke windows and shoplifted when I was a kid. But the only times I was really arrested and charged with crime was drinking and driving. I know it's awful. I've had friends killed by drunk drivers. I'm not saying it's a great thing to do. I'm saying this is the way that I think about it. I was never a criminal. I was basically arrested for being sad, if that makes sense. The reason I drank was because my life was fucked up. I was miserable and sad, just terribly sad. And when I drank, I blacked out and I didn't have to worry about my life. That worked for me. The problem was when I was blacked out, I would do stuff like jump in my car and drive to another state. I did that before. I played a show, got done at 2 a.m, was in Dallas, Texas playing a show, jumped in my car, drove to Ada, Oklahoma, woke up in bed with an ex-girlfriend and asked her what she was doing in Texas. And she looked at me and she said, "What are you talking about? Malan, you're in Oklahoma." And I had to put together, that's just one example of 1,000 examples. I would get drunk, lose my mind, break things, call people names, punch people, slap people, drive cars, crash bicycles, cause all this chaos. But it was worth it to me because the trade-off was worth it. I would rather be blacked out and out of control than deal with life, and some of the things that I was going through. And I rode that for as long as I could, about 20 years, until the legal problems that occurred while I was blackout drunk started to just overwhelm and become a bigger problem than my actual problems I was running from. Does that make sense? So I used alcohol as the solution to my life problems, and then it became an even bigger problem. And that's when you're really screwed. When you start drinking when you're a kid, you realize, oh, this makes me feel good. I feel social. I fit in. Hey, I blacked out. That was 8 hours apiece for me. Same with drugs. You do heroin, sure, you fall over and slobber all over yourself and pee your pants and poop yourself. But did I just say poop instead of shit? I guess I'm trying to edit myself here. But yes, heroin screws you up. But the escape that a heroin addict gets is worth it to them. That's why people get confounded, like they can't understand. Why does Malan continue to drink when all these bad things are happening? Because they have no clue that what's going on in my mind is way worse than what they're seeing. Like, yeah, okay, I fell down, I bumped my elbow, I pulled my pants down in the club, I wrecked a bicycle into a tree and fell over and slept in a yard. They look at that and they go, man, why would he continue drinking? Because the pain is worse than that pain. The life pain is more than the crashing into a tree and hurting yourself and having to go to the hospital pain. As an example, I was run over by a car, almost ripped my left leg off, broke all the bones sticking out, went back and almost had my leg amputated, but luckily they were able to put it together, woke up, and as soon as I got out of the hospital, as soon as I could walk on crutches, I started drinking again, on the crutches, in the bars, still drinking and blacking out, falling down with a broken leg. Madness. But the reason I did that is because I have an addictive brain, and when I found a window out of my life pain, I ran with it for decades. And a lot of people think they would say, okay, well, that addictive personality is a bad thing. It is, it can be good or bad depending on how you channel it. If you channel it into something positive, you will become Superman or Superwoman or super whatever. Normal people can't keep up with an obsessive, addictive personality. It's just impossible because during that spree of years that I've been a workaholic, I sacrificed everything. Just the same way if I was doing heroin. You forget about your family, your relationships, friendships, sex, fun, roller coaster rides, going to the movies, all that disappears. All you want to do is heroin, or all you want to do is drink. All you want to do is do cocaine. It comes first, right? And so to me, work became my new addiction, and it saved my life, to tell you the truth. When I'm involved I do online marketing, and when I'm involved in looking at statistics and reading numbers and optimizing landing pages and reading spend reports versus profit reports and all this stuff, it takes up 100% of my brain space. I'm not thinking about the past. I'm not thinking about the future. I'm thinking about this information that's going down like the matrix in front of me. I'm reading tables and making changes based on results. And it becomes your entire focus. It's just like doing heroin or drinking. It just takes you, everything goes away, and you're just there staring at the screen. Now it's the screen. Instead of doing the drinking or snorting coke or shooting up heroin, you're just looking at the screen, typing things. People are like, what is he doing? He's been locked in that screen for 12 hours. I'm like, I'm discovering things. It may look like I'm sitting here, but I'm on the wildest ride you have ever seen in your life. There are pitfalls, there's controversies, there's wins, there's losses, there are mysteries, and then I solve them, and then I get questions and I find answers, and I'll go off this way and I'll go that way, and I'm in other countries, and I'm all over the place. But to the outside person, I'm just wearing my headphones typing. They're like, he's just wasting time on Twitter, right? It's like, no, dude, I'm basically James Bond of the internet at this point. You know what I mean? I'm on wild adventures I couldn't even explain. And thank God for it, because it kept me from turning that addictive personality into something horrible like cocaine or heroin or alcohol. For me, alcohol is poison, man. It's worse. I can do cocaine and then not do cocaine again. I don't have a problem with that. For some reason with me, I never did heroin, thank God. Who knows what would happen there. But cocaine, I could take it or leave it. LSD, I could take it or leave it. Mushrooms, I could take it or leave it. Marijuana, take it or leave it. So for some reason, alcohol was the death of me. I would drink one drink of alcohol, one sip. My cheeks would turn red. My whole perspective on life would change. And the next thing I know, it'd be the next day. And I'd be in legal trouble or trouble with my girlfriend or trouble with the club that I was playing at. Like, bad things would just happen over and over and over and over and over again. For some reason, it got me. It got me for 20 years. And now, affiliate marketing has had my addiction for about 9 years or 10 years at this point. And thank God for it. I don't even remember what I was saying. Oh yeah. And that's why people go, how can this guy by himself do the same kind of numbers that people are doing with 5 employees? And it's because I have a fantastically crazy, insane brain that most people don't have. I can lock into the computer, sit there for 18 hours. Not a problem. I lose contact. I don't pee. Sometimes I don't even breathe. You ever sat at the computer for like hours and hours and realize you haven't taken a breath in like 3 hours? You're like doing shallow breathing. And then all of a sudden you go, you're like, whoa, I was about to die there. That's the way my brain works. And I think it's a superpower. I wrote a blog post once called Use Your Introverted Personality as a Superpower. I should write another one that says use your addiction problem as a superpower. Because all you have to do is transition from doing drugs or masturbating all day or looking at pictures of girls' feet or whatever you're doing all day that's obsessive and addictive and not good, gambling, betting on stocks and losing, anything that kind of shoots you with dopamine and adrenaline and all that stuff that addicts us, because that's what really happens. It's that excitement, the ups and downs gets us. That's why cocaine is addictive, just like gambling, just like internet marketing, all of the stock trading, drinking, all this stuff. You get addicted to those highs and the lows. Like a lot of gambling addicts, they're not addicted to winning, they're addicted to losing. They play to lose. But it's all the same thing, really. It's squirting dopamine or adrenaline or whatever. And you can get that from other things. Another thing I became addicted to was tracking my food and going to the gym. Again, 100,000% positive addiction. I don't care what anyone says. A lot of people are annoyed that I count calories. I'm like, screw you. This works for me. Like, well, I just couldn't do that. It's because you're lazy. You don't have what I have. I have a brain that when it finds something that works, it does it over and over and over and over and over and over until it stops working. Like, let's say at some point, if counting calories started causing me more problems than it was solving, I would stop. And it could happen. There are downsides to counting calories. You kind of freak out when you go to a restaurant because you don't know if there's butter in it or whatever. But in the beginning, you're tightly wound with it. And then you realize, okay, this is really just an estimator. All I'm doing is estimating, trying to stay within a window. I'm estimating my calories. If I go a little above, a little under, it doesn't really matter. If I miss my protein numbers and eat a few extra carbs, doesn't really matter. And the cool thing is that most people my age are not in shape. They don't have a slim waist. They don't have any muscle tone. They just eat pizza and sandwiches. Or even they eat healthy food. They eat paleo food, but it's all like coated in coconut butter and coconut oil. And they're eating nuts and meats and bacon and all these quote-unquote paleo foods, but they're eating so much of them that they're fat. Like, I don't know another way to say it. If you just count your calories, if you just figure it out, if you can just do that, change your whole life. You don't have to get fat when you get old. You don't have to get lazy when you get old. You just have to keep track of a few things. Learn some things. I didn't know anything about calories or working out. I taught myself using YouTube and the internet. You guys tune into this and watch me, and I hope I can help you. I've learned 50% of everything I know I've learned from YouTube. But it's interesting, man. When I look back at the last 8 years, because I'm 9 years, maybe even 10, I'm just now starting to come out of it. And this is where we started. This weekend, I spent a lot of time away from the home, away from my apartment, away from the computer. I used to really work until my eyes burned so bad that they watered. This is after like 8 years straight of staring at a screen for 18 hours a day. I would work until my eyes burned, and then they would start to water. And then I would put on sunglasses over my prescription glasses, and I would keep working with tears coming down my eyes. I discovered a plugin. I use a plugin now called, Flux. And it changes the tone of the computer screen's light so that it doesn't burn your eyes as badly. And it helps a little bit, but the real key is just get off the computer. No one needs to be on 16 hours a day. Not for 10 years. Maybe for your first year, like I recommend 16 hours a day, don't sleep, do everything, live, sleep, dream the thing. But then you got to pull back. You have to pull back. When I look back, I could have pulled back I worked insanely hard from the end of 2008 to end of 2009. I could have pulled back by 2010 and just coasted, taking it easy. I knew what I was doing. But again, that addictive personality drove me to just work and work and work and work and work. And the truth is, it may have saved my life, guys. Because if I had that extra free time in 2009, at the end of 2009, I might have gone to a bar and might have sounded good to have a shot. You know, I got a bunch of money now. I'm doing good, making my way, financially secure. I could probably drink a little bit. I may have ended up in prison. I don't know. But I can tell you this. If you have an addictive personality, or if you're an alcoholic, or if you're an obsessive person that like counts your steps, I count when I chew. I'm just going to admit that. I've done it since I was a little kid. I count my bites, and I don't stop chewing until I get to it has to be an even number. I'm not insane about it. It doesn't happen every day. But I do this thing where I take a bite of something. I go 1, 2, 3, and on 10, it has to end on a 10 or an even number. I never stop chewing on an odd number. So if you're a person like that, like some people are extreme. They open the door like 4 times. They turn the knob like 16 times. They'll walk up the stairs. They'll walk down the stairs. They'll walk up the stairs again. They'll walk down the stairs again. And they have to repeat these patterns. I saw a guy that did it with his deodorant. In the morning, he had to go 1, 2, 3. And then he would do this arm, 1, 2, 3. And he did that like 5 times. I don't know why. He just did it. That's the kind of person that if they applied their madness in a positive direction, they could take over the world. I would guess that most great minds all throughout history have had some sort of a glitch. You know, you think about like a Mark Zuckerberg or maybe a Warren Buffett or Bill Gates or Steve Jobs. They probably had a tick of a glitch of some sort that allowed them to focus and create things and be creative on a whole other level. Like you almost have to be screwed up in some way. You almost have to be screwed up in some way to do something magical. Like, I don't know a lot of normal people that put out good music. I just don't. But I know a lot of heroin junkies and people who were beaten and abused by their parents and people that grew up in poverty and who were very poor and lost and scared and had mental illnesses. I know 1,000 of them. They're all my favorite artists and yours. There's a great joke. It says, you know, all these bands, all these people that made all this great music and art and movies and everything, you know, people want to ban drugs, but these people that we recognize as geniuses, they were all high on drugs. All of them. Don't even kid yourself. In Silicon Valley right now, they're microdosing LSD almost every day. It's kind of people are just now starting to talk about it. But those people in Silicon Valley that are creating all these apps and technologies and artificial intelligence, they're taking acid, guys. Not a lot. They're not losing their minds, but every day they take a little bit, or every few days they take a little bit. That's how it works. You have to be a little nuts to do something incredible. And that's good news. Because I know a lot of people tune into this channel because they identify, a lot of people just want affiliate marketing tips and tricks, and I do my best to throw those out when I can. Truth is, you don't need them. You need to launch campaigns and test things yourself. The answers will come to you through data. When someone gives tips and tricks for affiliate marketing, they're basically setting you up to sell products later. They give you information that doesn't really help you, but it doesn't really hurt you. And you become addicted to the tips and tricks. It's the same kind of thing. You become addicted to listening to people talk about affiliate marketing. I know because I'm the same way with fitness. I watched fitness channels on YouTube for years, going through all these different diets, all these different protocols, and I knew what to do. I liked lean gains. I found that two and a half years ago. And after the whole whirlwind of diets I've been through, keto, carb cycling, carb night, the Tim Ferriss slow carb, you know, all this crap. End of the day, I'm back on lean gains. I knew it years ago. So if you're watching me hoping for affiliate marketing tips and tricks, I will do videos like that because I know you want them. And I like talking about it. But you don't need them. Most of the biggest scams online are perpetrated by guys who give out affiliate marketing tips and tricks every day on YouTube. Most of them don't know what they're doing. And the reason they're able to give you those tips and tricks is because they're not running their own campaigns. Their business is giving tips and tricks and then selling you a course that probably won't help you. That's not what I do. I run campaigns. I started blogging about affiliate marketing as like an accident. You can ask around. I'm legit as they come. I don't know very many people that have been in the game as long as I have and done as much as I have. I do, but they don't have blogs. They live on islands. They're hidden. They don't want anyone to know their name. My thing is I like attention. I like talking to I've done this for 15 years. That's why I'm talking about it. And I try to be honest with you guys because this is not a business for me. This is not my business. Affiliate marketing guru crap is not my business. It's just a hobby. Do I make some money via this stuff? Yes. I have a forum that makes money? Yes. Am I going to make a course? You bet. Because everyone wants one. Dude, if 1,000 people tell me they'll pay for a course, I'm going to build it. Why wouldn't I? If 1,000 people tell me they want to join a forum, if I build it, I'll build it. Why not? But it's not my business. It's something I do. It's like an accident. And it ends up helping a lot of people. Anyway, I'm way off topic. I'm also addicted to affiliate marketing. That's how we started this. So look, here's the wrap up. If you're nuts, that's okay. In fact, it's good. Congratulations. If you struggle with depression, if you want to commit suicide on a regular basis, if you count the amount of times you put on deodorant, if you count the times you chew your food, I have good news for you. You have unlimited potential to do something incredible. Even though the world, these normal folks out there are saying, you need to take these pills so you'll be more normal. No. You can take pills if you want. Don't stop taking your meds because of me. I have people in my life that take meds. They need them. When they don't take them, they start seeing things and talking to ghosts and speaking to the wall. So if you're on meds, take them. But embrace your crazy side. Embrace your madness. Embrace the insanity. Embrace your addictive personality. Hone that shit. Tune it into a better frequency. If you're currently doing cocaine or drinking or doing drugs or doing heroin or masturbating 10 times a day, whatever your freaky thing that you do is, try to channel that same energy into anything positive. Read books. Read 100 books this year. Go to the gym 5 days a week. Never miss. Track your shit meticulously, obsessively. Learn affiliate marketing. Spend 20 hours a day researching affiliate marketing and figure out how to do it. That's what I did. No one taught me. There was no guru course. It was trial and error for years and years and years and years. And then boom, I figured it out. And everyone goes, oh, overnight success. It's like, I've been playing around with this for a decade. And the reason it worked for me was because I was nuts enough to stick with it. Do you know that the first month I did online marketing, I lost $3,000? I had $15,000 life savings that I had saved to move to LA and change my life, right? I started doing paid traffic right when I got here. I spent $5,000 the first month, I made back $2,000, so I lost $3,000. A normal person would have quit, and most normal, smart, educated people would have stopped because it's a money-losing game that they're playing. They're like, okay, I spent 5, I only made 2, I lost 3. This is a bad thing, right? 2 plus 2 equals 4. But me, I'm like 2 plus 2 equals, who gives a shit? I made a decision. I'm having so much fun playing this game. I'm so addictive. I'm going to go anyway. I'm losing money. I don't care. I'm going to figure it out. Some people are making money. There's got to be a way to do it. I'll go broke finding it. And I did. And luckily I didn't have to go broke. But it's that insane trickle. Again, the insanity led me there. My smart friends that have tried online marketing, they quit. They're like, I lost $1,000. I'm like, yeah, that sucks. But I lost 3. Some people lose 60. And the ones that are crazy enough to stick with it, stick with it. Those that are smart, don't. They go back to work, whatever. I'm not judging anyone. I'm just saying if you're nuts, you have a chance. I had to learn that lesson hard myself through my life. Everyone told me to fit in. Teachers told me to go to college. Everyone said if I didn't graduate high school, which I did not, I quit early. Thank God I should have quit earlier because I wanted to be a rock and roll guy. I had no use for education. They all said I was going to destroy my life. And for a while, I believed them. And my life was destroyed. And then when I finally pulled my head out of my ass at the age of 34, I discovered that with this uniquely untrained brain, because they didn't get me in school. They didn't get me. They didn't brainwash me. It didn't work. I didn't pay attention. I was doing other things. I was laying out in the sun, getting high, driving around with my friends. I skipped every day of school in high school that I can remember. I hated school in middle school. I could tell they were lying. I could tell they didn't know what they were talking about. It all seemed like a scam to put people into groups, like black kids, white kids, rich kids, poor kids, sports kids, band kids, choir kids, short people, fat people. You ever realize how in high school they all get segmented and they're taught that like each group is supposed to not like each other and the rich people are better than them? It's all happens there. Training for slavery is what school is. But they didn't get me. And so I'm book dumb. If you ask me what the 50 states are, I don't know. If you ask me where one state is, I have no clue. There's some things that I don't have any knowledge about. History, not real sure. I mean, I'm learning on YouTube. I watch millions of hours of documentaries and things about history, and I'm teaching myself, trying to find the truth about science and religion and history and, all this crap that we've been sold. But they didn't get me. They did not get my mind. So that now I have a unique perspective that most people don't have, because most people learn these lessons in school and they carry them with them their whole lives. Christopher Columbus discovered America. He's a hero. No, he didn't. It was already discovered. He just came along later, slaughtered everyone that was here, and took over. They don't talk about that. That's just one tiny little thing. I never believed any of that crap. So every time Thanksgiving comes around, I'm like, all right, I'll eat the turkey dinner or whatever, but we can't live in a dream world where this is a good day. We're celebrating death, destruction, slaughter, and murder, genocide almost, just crazy stuff. But they didn't get me. So that now I have a unique perspective that most people don't have that allows me to think about things in a way that you can't, or that my competitor can't, or that this other musician cannot, because they're trained. They have a trained brain. That's why I never took guitar lessons. I don't want to know how to play the guitar. I don't want to live in a box where I know all the rules. One of my favorite things about playing music is making a mistake and discovering things. It's fun. And that's why when people hear my music, they go, this is the weirdest thing I've ever heard. You should have gone to a C there. I'm like, why? Well, that's what the hit songs do. Like, who cares? You think Jimi Hendrix Googled how to write a hit song? Or you think Jim Morrison Googled how to write lyrics? Hell no. They sat in their mind and took massive amounts of drugs and found pathways and discovered things that no one had ever thought of before. And that's why they were able to become something bigger than all this other crap. Is Katy Perry a great musician? Hell no. She has a team of great songwriters that make hits in factories. And she sings them with her boobs pushed up. And it works. It makes millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars. Will she be remembered in 150 years? No. Will Jimi Hendrix be around 500 years? Yes, they'll still be talking about him. That's the difference. The insane people have a chance to make a mark that normal people can't, and I'll just wrap up with that. That's the message. If you're a normal person, don't worry about it. I'm not saying you can't have a college education and do something great. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying for the losers out there, the quote-unquote losers like me, who have been told that you have limits because you don't have a high school education. Wrong. Be told you have limits because you don't have a college education. Wrong. Billionaires out there that dropped out of high school and college. All over the place. The internet has changed the game for people like us, the crazy people, poor people, lost people, addicted people. You can find all the answers, the real answers, online. Skip college. Watch YouTube videos for a year. You'll save yourself hundreds of thousands of dollars. And you'll be more informed than you would be if you went to this outdated education slavery training system that we call college. Plus a debt factory that we call college. I'm over it. All that stuff's going to be gone anyway. I could see in the near future all of the education that we have now, the systems, the schools, all that, it'll be gone. It'll all be online. Be a single person. You can do it all yourself at home. It's outdated. It's archaic to even consider, for me, to consider going to a college is an archaic idea. just like a lot of other things that that are happening right now. It'll be like they'll create the Uber for college, and it will just make you look at old colleges like we look at taxi cabs now. Like, why did we ever do that? That's the worst experience ever. But you don't know until someone creates the next version, right? Anyway, plenty more to talk about on this subject. Again, if you're nuts, congratulations. You're just like me. You can do anything. I give you permission to do whatever the hell you want to do. Starting from today, teach yourself whatever you want to do. Learn it on YouTube. Google it. All the answers are out there. Harvard professors, like all these geniuses, scientists, they all have YouTube channels and podcasts. Go discover things. And then tune that frequency that could potentially kill you. And tune it into something positive. It'll make you explode like a freaking light in the sky. Okay? That's all you have to do. That's the message for the day. I love you crazy people. I love you normal people too. We need all kinds. We need strange people. We need normal people. We need black people. We need Chinese people. We need fat white people. We need short Mexican people. We need lesbians. We need gay people. We need transgender people. We need people who scream at cars when they go down the street. We need crazy people. We need doctors. We need everyone. And this life would be so boring, right? Have a great day. It's your pal Malan. And as always, I will see you in the future. Oh my God, I think that's the craziest video I ever shot, man.